Hey ladies, hey girlies, hey slayers. Welcome back to the Ask Sis podcast. We have a very, very special guest here with us. She's a software engineer and the co-director of Fibre Fire. She hails from the beautiful island of Samoa. She was born and bred in Porirua and has been recognized for her work in the community and also in the technology industry. Welcome, Eteroa!
Yes. Thank you, sis. Yes.
Sis, you know, I know my intro didn't do you justice.
Please.
Because I was stalking you and reading up about you. You've
course.
accomplished and achieved so much in your life. But before we get into where you come from and what you do, we usually play this little game called Cook Fire.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to ask you a whole bunch of questions, and the first thing that comes to your mind, that's what you say, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so it goes. If you could jump into a pool of anything, what would it be?
Gold.
Travel by car or plane?
Oh, car.
Burping or farting?
Or prepping.
Iced coffee or hot chocolate?
Iced coffee.
What were some of your nicknames growing up?
It's or D's.
D.
I'm sorry. We'll talk about it later.
If you could pick a superpower, what would it be?
Oh, you know the one in Invisible? Oh no, Viola from Incredibles, the daughter.
Yeah, and she goes invisible?
Yeah, and then she has this big force field, and it's like, it's there. That stuff.
Yeah.
I don't even know what
Do you
want to
just block the people out with your force field?
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, but really, we already did that already.
You are a force field, sis. Come on.
Bless you.
If you could spend $1 million in one day, what would you spend it on?
Helping my mum and dad finish off the mortgage and buying our own house together.
I love that. Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
iPhone or Samsung?
iPhone.
Yeah. So those are just a little tip of our quick fire questions. Sis, you know what? You just think on your feet, don't you?
Yeah, but sometimes it's the wrong stuff that come out.
You're pretty fast there. You're going a bit too fast.
Oh, if you have another 5, then I'm ready for it.
But just for those who don't know you or really have never seen you on a platform like this, what do you do, sis, and where do you come from?
Oh, bless you. Well, first of all, hello, everyone. It is I.
It is you.
It is me, bless you. I'm Eteroa Lafaele. I hail from the beautiful islands of Samoa. But, I always rep it, even though I've been in Auckland for a long time, which is Cannons Creek, the place of champions, 5024. All day, every day is the motto in the valley. But what do? Oh, I call myself a diamond because I'm quite multifaceted. Because, if you shine me in any angle, I'm quite spadams.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, I'm a software engineer, I'm a developer evangelist, a director and co-founder of not just one but 2 startups. But also, I'm just like makwa everywhere, eh? Like the current stuff that I'm doing now is looking after, with Sister Julia Fibre Fire. And we can talk a lot about that, but really it's a pleasure and an honor and also a privilege to be able to do something that I've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I didn't know I wanted to be an entrepreneur, but really to be my own boss and to, choose to have a break. But really it doesn't exist sometimes. But also to work every day knowing that I can make a difference for my community. Yeah.
Sis, where's the box of tissues? Because that just touched my heart.
Oh, bless you.
But what is, speaking of, your startup, what is Fibre Fire? What are you guys about? What is your goal? What is your mission?
Yes. Now, so Fibre Fire came because, the current stats for Pasifika in tech is 4.4%. Now, these stats, they're a bit, we'll figure out where they got their numbers from. So we'll do, but just based off the story, there's not many of us. So a few years ago, it used to be 2.4. So the rise was a rise, but it's not matching the speed of where tech is at now. And a lot of this really stemmed from, we have so many of these, tech solutions or tech devices that are actually not built by our Pasifika people. And these are also serving our people. So we're like, okay, here we go, that's a problem. And 2, myself and Julia have been working in tech for the last 6 to 8 years. Sister used to work at Silicon Valley as head of strategy. And I worked as a software engineer here in Aotearoa. And we kind of had the same feeling, like the same, I don't know, like our passion was like, man, we need to see more of our people. So then because of that, birthed Fibre Fire, where we wanted to invest capability for our Pasifika people to not just be consumers of tech, but leaders of it. You know, we need, you know, ki ngā makawai, my eyes are so sore looking at Bill Gates. What about, you know, why not a Eteroa Lafaele?
What about you up there, eh?
Yeah,
Or just people of our colour.
Yeah, exactly.
Nah, I didn't even have the
No,
mawhawhau for
you
that.
do, sister. So that was the birth of it. Our first year was a lot of being on the grounds and being a lot of our advocacy, but then we saw our niche was the existing pool of our Pasifika people in tech. Because a lot of our people are very loyal to companies. Like a lot of us there for 20 years. Good on you.
Yeah.
But really for us, it's like, nah, we need to move you to those higher roles because, you know, we all deserve intergenerational wealth.
No, we really do.
We do. Like, I keep being like, you know, humble, but stop it. Put it on the floor.
Or move it aside.
Yeah, put it on
Climb
the floor.
that ladder.
Yeah. And just remember that, like, man, we deserve to be in these places. We deserve to be in these Wahiki Island trips. Yeah. Do you know how hard it is for me to go these trips and know, man, our people deserve to be here. We're the hard workers, you know.
I think we just deserve a place in the room.
Exactly.
But not just a place where our voices can be heard, eh? Don't just let me come in the room and sit there. Let me come in the room and voice my opinion.
I doubt. Exactly.
Telling you.
Do you work in tech now? She's coming.
But why do you think it was so important to bridge that gap between our Pasifika people and technology? You know?
I think the biggest thing was, you know, you'll hear it from everyone, but you know, if we go back in our ancestral ways, we were the original technologists. We already knew three-dimensional thinking. The way we looked at stars wasn't through, you know, 2D. We looked at it from bird's eye view. We were able to feel the waves and the environment and how we were able to navigate. And because there's this amazing, oh man, I love this guy so much. His name's Sunny. He was on the Moanan podcast and he spoke about wayfinding, but also multi-dimensional thinking. A lot of the people in tech only think linear thinking.
Yeah.
But man, us as Pasifika, we think in such a multi-dimensional way. For example, like yourself, you do a podcast, you work for youth, but also you work in theatre. How multi-dimensional thinking is that? And like we hold those kind of things.
Yeah.
We do that naturally. So it's a lot of the yearning of awakening the learnings and kind of our ancestral ways and waking it up to this existing way of that we're living now is that, man, we were the OGs.
We really were.
You don't know anything.
You wish you knew.
Yeah.
You're bringing out your DJ skills.
DJ, no, it's not.
I think, you know, because I think the technology industry is so new to so many Pasifika people.
Yeah.
I think we're encouraged by parents, get into becoming a doctor, becoming a lawyer, but tech is never really that one thing that people push us to. So what does it actually mean, or what are some of the opportunities you can get from being in the tech industry, or what does it look like?
Yeah, nice. I think, and also when we say what does it look like, in our community we keep thinking it's technical. It's a software engineer in a black room looking at code for hours. But I think a lot of us forget that tech is actually more than that. You know, it takes non-technical and technical in order to work within tech companies. So for example, you could be a software engineer like myself, but then you could also be like a project manager.
Yeah.
If you know how to work people at church, you can definitely know how to work people, especially in tech, because you know how it feels to communicate with, you know, humans. But this is nothing new for us, but it's just introducing that, you know, people always say it's like, oh, soft skills, but nah, they're human, but also skills that are needed because tech is built for building solutions.
Yeah.
You can't have tech builders just be there and be like, here's your solution. When no, you have to learn how to navigate those relationships.
And nurture them.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's all part of tech because tech is just a tool. It's actually the people that maneuver it and get it past the line. So who else but us? Yeah.
Just like when you speak with such like wisdom. Honestly, I think I was super excited to have you come on this podcast because I feel like there's so much people can learn from you. Like, I saw your personality. Guys, I'm telling you right now, like her personality online is her in person in general. a lot of people can't keep up with the personality, but this chick, this is her. This is her. But being a minority
Yes.
in tech, not only are you Pacifica, but you're also a woman. How do you navigate that?
Oh, it's how do I navigate that? You know, when people ask that question to other people, they're like, "Oh, I take my 4 steps a day. I think I put my vitamin C in my bottle, and I just really think about it." First of all, I didn't know about those capsules until I got sick last week, but we're good. But how do I deal with it? Man, for me, it's my identity. It's who I am. I'm very staunch. Maybe because I'm a Scorpion. Nah.
Are you? I wouldn't figure,
Just
sis. I know it.
But I think, for me, it's always been rooted for who I am. It took time. It was a journey.
Yeah.
I have more to learn about who I am as one as Eteroa, but also as a Tamaitai Samoa. But it's been a route that has always kept me, like if anything happens in my life, especially in tech, it will never shake me because I know that I've got a life outside of this. I've got mum and dad waiting for me in Porirua. I know that if this is how I feel, imagine how mum and dad felt when they were working in the factories early 70s.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, for me, I'm like, man, what do I have? Like, I have, I can handle it, but also I have a village and a family that backs me no matter what happens, because at the end of the day, who I am as a person will always keep me strong. And like, man, when people come at me in these board meetings and they go X, Y, Z, I'm just like, oh, is that it? Is that your jab? Nah.
Is that all you got?
Yeah, I was like, oh, that didn't hurt. So yeah, my identity is the anchor, or like I mentioned, the taula of who I am and what I do, and what keeps me real. Like what keeps me as a bowl in this industry. Yeah.
I love it. I was doing my research. I was doing a little bit of stalker, sis, and I loved that you had this thing called the lehkea mindset.
Oh yes.
I was like, yeah. I was like, I can relate to that. I'm a lehkea mindset as well.
Yes.
But what does it mean to have a lehkea mindset? Or just for people watching, what is a lehkea mindset?
Yeah, a lehkea mindset really pretty much translates to I don't care. But it's when we break it down, for me, it's a mindset where you could say anything to me, but I'll still run it straight. At the end of the day, you can say that, but are you here when we need you?
Exactly.
Are you here when we need to show up for our communities? You can say whatever. You might have X amount of dollars to in your pocket, but it won't I'll take it as constructive. And I'll learn from it. But at the end of the day, I'm just like, oh, yeah, nah, we'll just keep up. I'm out. Nah.
I love it. Because I think one of the questions I wanted to ask you was being your authentic self. I think sometimes, me personally, my authentic self is multiple people.
Yeah.
I have multiple personalities. I changed people look at it as a bad way. Yeah, there's some cons and there's also some pros, but I do change my personality to fit different rooms that I'm in.
Yeah.
But what does it really mean to be your authentic self, to not just carry one part of you into a room, but carry your entire self?
Yeah, harder. No, that's a good point. I think from learning, what that means to me is, man, sometimes not everyone deserves my whole version of me. Man, I'm this big diamond, and if I keep showing my diamond to people that do not care, that do not respect me as a Tamaitai Samoa, I will only give you one facet. And you know what? You're right. I totally agree with you, but that one facet will still be myself, but only one that you're deserving to have of me. I was like, how dare you? I'm like, you're not going to have all the buffet. You have the salad.
Sis,
You have the pepper towel.
can we just add some clapping noises or some finger clicks behind that? I think so many people who will watch this would relate to that.
Yeah.
They don't deserve it.
Yeah. Protect your peace. Honestly, because I come out of it going, I gave my all. And it's not saying that the small bit isn't your all, it's just a small bit that they deserve, but it's still your all.
Yeah.
But it's also knowing that, man, you are so beautiful, you are so amazing. Don't waste it on that. You'll learn over time, and it's through practice. And sometimes it's hard to say, but sometimes you have to get hurt in order to feel who deserves and who deserves a part of you and who
And
deserves
who doesn't, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's just really important that before you even take those steps, that you know your worth, that you know who you are or what you're capable.
Yes.
I always tell the girls, what do you bring to the table? You have to know what you bring to the table. You can't come empty-handed, but then also you have to be okay with just bringing yourself.
Exactly.
You know, but what do you bring to the table? And that's just that's what you remind me of. You just remind me of someone who loves and appreciates what they offer, who understands who they are deep down, and who is confident in their talent. Sis, honestly, you are very confident in what you bring to the table because you know you can do it. And it's not even about doing it better, it's about knowing that I can do that and I do deserve to be wherever you are as well.
Hard out.
But was tech something... Oh, thanks. Double clicks for both of us.
Yes, sister.
But was tech something you always wanted to do? So it's like, did you have any other dreams or aspirations of anything else?
Oh my gosh, yeah, actually, tech was not the go-to. When I grew up, because at White Sunday, they had to like tell us to do a play of what you wanted to be like when you want to get older.
Yeah.
My first one was a zookeeper. And then that went down the drain because I got bitten by a dog in Samoa, so, dreams are free. And then when I was in high school, I was real intrigued in science. So when I was year 12, I got given a scholarship through the McDermott Institute, which is this guy who won the Nobel Prize in New Zealand for splitting an atom. So bless them. So I went to the McDermott Institute, and so this is a guy that was able to split an atom in half, and then because of his Nobel Prize, they created these what do you call, like, little groups around the university?
Yeah.
So they had the scholarship, and I just applied for it, and because the reason why I applied for it was, I used to do titration competitions. So, I know everyone's like, ooh, what's wrong with you? Nah, I'm proud to be a nerd.
I am her.
Yeah, I am. But a titration competition is where you'll have like a massive, like long, I don't think it's a pipette, but it's like a long glass tube, and you'll have like an acid and base solution, and you'll have to drop it until the chemical changes color.
Yeah.
But then because of that, you've got to calculate to the point percentage of the change of the chemical. So yeah, it was a competition back at Vic University. And me and Danielle Sword were the only brown ones that made it into the competition.
Yeah.
But like, it was cool. Like, we had lab coats, and then because of that, we got into McDermott. So McDermott Institute is a place that does nanotechnology studies.
Yeah.
So I got sent in my summer holidays in year 12 and 13 to Palmerston North to do nanofluids and also pollen tubes, which are the tubes that are found through pollen that fly around. So I did a lot of that research, and then because of that, I got really interested in chemistry. And like, chemistry was my jam. If I can cook, I can do it in the lab. Straight up, all those times of measuring those measuring cups really came handy when I was doing the lab work.
Multi-talented.
That arm work really worked. And then because of that, I thought, okay, so I applied to do chemistry at Victoria University. But then they put me in this dungeon, and it had no windows, just a Mitsubishi air pump.
Yeah.
And I was just in there with a pipette, just doing all these these chemical reactions, and it really like made me a bit like sad, because I was like, is this my future? And there's nothing against it for anyone that takes that lane, but I was like, man, is my whole life just here doing this? And I get you're finding, research and stuff, but then I was meant to go to a lab. And then instead of going to lab, I just diverted because I was listening to my DJ noise on my headphones. And then I made it to a computer science lab. And in that lab, it had a whole hallway of computer science greats. So I had all these things that they did in World War I, World War II, and all these machines that were, tech back in those days.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the corridor was this massive plaque. And it was all these computer science greats. And then it was all these names, these Palangi names. Malo, and then in my head I was like, how was I? Pretty much like 18, and I was like, you know what, let's take a leap, but also let's make a choice that one day, God-giving, that I'll be on that plaque. And knowing me, it won't be one plaque because my name's really long, so probably connected. But then from that day, I switched from chemistry to computer science and moved up here when I was 18 to study at AUT.
I love it. What a journey, sis.
Honestly, it was random. Like,
Says nothing's dim. No, nothing's ever random.
Oh yeah.
There was a reason
Yes.
why you walked down that hallway
know,
and you
right?
saw that.
Yeah.
But while you were doing that year 12, I was dropping bio because they'd moved my class upper
no,
floor.
you're all good.
They moved my class upper floor and I thought, am I going to walk all those stairs to go up there with my last year? No.
No, because I was just like I was a massive opportunist when I was in high school. I was like, oh yeah, let's try this. Why not?
But
Give it a
that's the
chance.
mindset, sis.
Yeah.
That's the mindset you should have. And you give off like a go-getter.
Yeah.
I was, again, like I said, I was stalking you. I was doing my research on you. And you did say something about you're such a doer
Yeah.
that it feels weird when you're not doing something. But in terms of that, have you ever been burnt out before?
Oh yeah. Hard out. Oh, not gonna lie. Well, like it's something that I won't lie about because I've been burnt out heaps.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest about myself. I was burnt out before I even was a entrepreneur or before I was in computer science. Because growing up in the church, I already knew what burnt out was. When we had like formals at church, our whole entire church were burnt out.
Yeah.
Because we had to, we had ngafas to come and look after. We had to look after the ecclesia. And I think I was so used to that I was just like, and I didn't like say it was, how do you say it? I didn't make it romantic that this was like the way of living. But when I went into my version of burnout up here, I was like, frick, I already know what this feels like. So have I been burnt out? Yes. But it's been something that I wouldn't say was, it's really hard to say, but I felt like it was inherited down to me.
Yeah.
Because growing up in church, you all hands on deck. And then coming into this, they talk about all hands on deck. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I already learned about that. And then when you come into being an entrepreneur and having a startup, all hands on deck is the same feeling I felt when I grew up at church. Yeah. And I think what helped me really understand burnt out for me was, it got to the point where I started getting sick. Like, honestly, it was bad. And I have to talk about this because I don't want people to think it's normal. I think people have to understand, yes, you do get burnt out, but sometimes we have to listen to our bodies.
Yeah.
Like, my body was giving me warnings before the burnout. And I was so like, shh. I was like, body, feel it more.
Like, hide it.
Yeah, but
Panadol.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. But really, I learned, I've only got one body, one life, one time on this earth. If I really want to make an impact, it's no point of me doing it while I'm sick.
Yeah.
So, yes, I've had burnout, but also I've learned how to feel when I'm getting closer to it and actually putting boundaries for me to step aside and be like, Eteroa, you need to go to the movies by yourself. You need to go to the gym. You need to just chill. You need to go for a walk, or you just need to sit down and just breathe, because if I want to make an impact, like I said before, I've got to be at my 100 to give 100 for my community. So I haven't really clocked it well, but it's an ongoing journey, because I know that, this work will never end with me. And I don't want to send out, you've got to be burnt out for the rest of your life. Take this. It's like, I've learned how to deal with it. Here are some tools. I'll pass the rako, or I'll pass this fibre fire to you so that you know exactly how we do it. And if you have new ways, do you, boo? But at least you know that I was at least a good ancestor, and to pass that knowledge to you too. So, So sorry for going on a spiel, but... You just drag it out and just...
Sis, I'm not even kidding. I'm immersed in what you're saying. I'm like really taking it in, because you speak with so much value.
Oh, please, thank you.
I'm telling you right now. You think you're blabbing? You ain't blabbing. People out there need to hear this. Because everyone at a point in their life are going to feel burnt out, no matter what they're doing and stuff like that. But it's about knowing how to navigate that, and get back on your feet. Mm-hmm. Like, don't just be burnt out and then stay burnt out.
Oh, no,
you have to get back up.
Yeah.
And like you said, like, you just hope that you're a good ancestor to those who to come after you. Like, that's the reason we get up. Mm-hmm. We're not just getting up for ourselves, but we get up for the people back in the days who paved the way for us, but also to pave the way for other people coming up. So, in saying that, To our young generation,
Yes.
to our beautiful women out there, our young girls out there, what is your best piece of advice you could give them throughout all the challenges you faced in life? Where you come, whether it be a quote from your parents, what is an advice you could give them to just help them keep going no matter what challenges they face in life?
Yeah, man, when you said that, I was like, oh, what's happening, boily? My big one is aulefefe. Do not be scared. You can be scared, but don't do scared, because, man, the one thing is, but also Sunny from, oh my God, I'm quoting Sunny a lot. Sunny was talking at our Tautai Tech Leadership Camp, and he spoke about how you need to make fear your friend, because you're going to always meet fear everywhere. Oh my gosh, the amount of times fear is on my favorites on my iPhone. I'm going, oh, it's you again. Oh,
Stop speaking truth into me. Oh my gosh.
like you will always be scared, but it's the doing, like, man, I always say run it straight, but run it straight with fear. You won't know until you give it a go. Sometimes fear can stop you, but sisters, my goodness, the way Tulo, the way our brothers run with fear, we should run even 5 times harder, because, we do more, we have to work harder.
Exactly.
So, like, why not run it straight? Why not be like, nah, move. Here's me and fear and me and my culture and my identity. Let's go. I'm flying.
I'm
going. You stay in your inter-islander, I'll hop on my in New Zealand, so, let me do me. But, man, yeah, it's just like, I can't, like, honestly, if I ever, one day, if I get married, Phil will be my bridesmaid, because I'd be like, shots us. We made it, because one, you have to have peace with fear, but it's so hard, it's so easy to say, but it's so hard to do. But it's just like peace, knowing that fear will always, it's a love-hate relationship, because it will stop you, but also it can also push you.
Yeah.
And I think that's my advice, because, man, like, every day fear's knocking on my door, but it's just like, man, do I just punch it or run it straight? Yeah.
Sidestep it? No, I love that. That's the best piece of advice I've heard. I said for the young people out there, but really it was just for myself. I needed some inspiration. But for anyone who is wanting to get into tech, what are the requirements, or what do you have to study, subjects in high school, as well as what do you have to study in uni to get a decent job in tech?
Yeah, nothing. You don't need to study specific, like, for tech, and this is why it's important I say this. Tech is very broad.
Yeah.
So, like, for example, if you want to, let's say your passion is law, or your passion is criminology, go do that. Do what you aspire to be. But the perfect thing about tech is we need those knowledge sets.
Yeah.
Because we are building solutions for those industries. And the thing is, for example, they'll need like a knowledge expert. You are the knowledge expert. So do what, and for example, we have a lot of our brothers and sisters in music. There's a DJ tech company called Serato.
Yeah.
They, like, for example, they build DJ sets, they build all these things for DJs. And how are they meant to build it with software engineers if they don't know knowledge base?
Yeah.
So, like, this is why it's like, when you're ready, when you want to come into tech is ready for you.
Yeah.
It's a very broad industry, but also if you come in, for example, like a project manager or even a manager, to even have that skill of the solution they're trying to build will catapult you even higher. Like, it's like everyone always says, is there a degree, anything? I know it's like, you Eteroa, you study computer science, but I was blessed to have 2 ways.
Yeah.
I studied computer science at AT, and then I also did like a 6-month course that wasn't related to any institute, which was through Dev Academy.
Cool.
So, like, even if you upskill yourself, so there's 3 ways actually. There's 4. There's if you do your own study and you want to come as a subject matter expert, you could do a computer science degree and be a software engineer like me. You could do micro credential courses, which after that, tech companies goes, oh, if you know how industry is, hop in.
Love that.
But it's just like a lot of, but I have to caveat this as well. It's like, it is also competitive too. So people always go, like, I don't want to lie to our community and be like, yeah, it's here for you. It's here for you. Nah, they said that to me and I took ages to get a job. So the one thing I encourage is make sure you do projects. For example, I built this app for church for fun, just so the oldies don't get late to church. and it just had like I inputted Google Maps so that it can track where they are and how long church is. I only did it for fun.
That's super cool.
Yeah, but like it didn't go live. But the thing is, if you have sub projects, you'll beat the whole crowd because you're already showing to industry that you already know how to build stuff. Hop in the waka. Yeah. So better living.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
But where can people find you? Like, what are some projects you have coming up?
Yes.
Like, like, give everyone your details.
Oh my God.
Where have you been hiding? What are you doing these days?
Bless you. So yeah, Fibre Fire, we've been or where to find me. You can find me on TikTok, Instagram, everything. Just stalk me, yes. But what's coming up for Fibre Fire? So a lot of our offerings are online.
Yeah.
So they're free, and a lot of the offerings is a lot of like advocacy, seeing, and hearing for our own people in tech. But another thing is we also educate.
Yeah.
So like I do a series called the Tautai Tech Skills Series where I teach you the actual skills, the technical skills, so you can go to work and be like, I learned about APIs. Like,
I did watch that.
Yes, hard out.
I've been watching it. I'm like, let me just take my notes.
Exactly. And the thing is, we're not all with this knowledge.
Yeah.
Why should be all? For those, sorry, it was like not hot, like not sharing. In context, you could be all and hide and eat in your room while the rest of the family are watching TV. But anyways, let's just explain all. But we're not like that.
Yeah.
What for? Everyone says if we rise, we all rise. Yeah, but if you want them to rise, you got to water the plants.
Yeah.
So all our offerings are there online for free. What's coming up for us? Man, we've got a lot. We've got like, what do you call it? We have a lot of our offerings more online now, just because we want to be more accessible.
Yeah.
And because a lot of the work that has come from Fibre Fire was the work that we did, or I did with Digital Tour, which was, what happened was in second lockdown, a lot of our community still needed devices. So I did like, is it Robin Hood? Is he the one that took from
from the rich and then gave it to the people in need? Yeah.
So I did a LinkedIn post to be like, hi everyone, I know you have laptops, give me your laptops. And then literally all the tech industries gave it. But it was really hard because what happened was I would work from like 8 a.m. to 5, then have an hour break, and then probably from 7 to 3 in the morning we're refurbishing devices.
Man.
So that's kind of so that work is still pumping as well. Not as much because what's it called? Fibre Fire, but it's really hard to fix these laptops on top of existing. So be patient with us, family. But yeah, that's kind of what we have installed.
I love it. So I just feel like you're everywhere.
Oh, thank you.
And you're doing everything, but you do it with so much passion and so much love.
Thank you.
Just before we're wrapping up our episode, but is there anything you'd like to say? Like, I just feel like all my questions you've answered with so much inspiration.
Bless.
But if you had the chance to just talk to someone or talk to anyone who's watching out there, like, I know you've given your piece of advice, but is there anything you want to leave them with?
Yeah, I always say it a lot, and I always say that I'm a diamond. We're all diamonds. But the reason why I say I'm a diamond is that diamonds have reflections, and I hope that it reflects yourself because I talk about being multifaceted, which is who we are. But the key thing of it is being multifaceted is also being self-determined.
Yeah.
And being able to see self-determination yourself so that when you maneuver in any way, even if it's not tech, you know who you are, what you believe, and also what your passion aligns you to. And being a diamond is amazing. You're bright, you shine, but it also comes with responsibility.
Yeah.
And the responsibility is to pass on your brightness to others so that they too can see themselves as self-determining and also a diamond as well. So don't be idle, but also share what our Pasifika people need to be, and also our sisters, which is a diamond itself. Shine bright, shine always, have here, always. Thank you. Look at me turn into a commercial.
Shine bright, shine always, shine like a diamond.
Shine like a diamond. Bless you.
No, but it's been an honor and a privilege to have you on here. I feel
you.
like I've learned so much, and I'm just happy I had the pleasure to talk to you before we even started shooting this.
Thank you.
yeah, I just feel like you're going to inspire so many people. You're already inspiring so many people out there, but continue to do the great work that you do. Sis, and you know what? Just get out there even more. Get out there even more.
Thank you.
I watch your series. I see your TikTok. I see all the little interviews that you have and stuff like that. But I feel like as a Pasifika woman, you have so much knowledge, so much wisdom to give or to offer that whatever platform you're given to speak.
Thank you.
Because so many people want to listen. But honestly, I was like, where's my tissues? I'm getting teary. I feel like she's talking into my life right now. But it's honestly been such an honor to have you on here. And saying that, I hope you guys catch us up on our next episode. It's been super cool having her here. Make sure you follow her Instagram. Plug in your Instagram.
Eteroa.
She's on TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn. You can find her anywhere. Don't DM her. DM her for some money, you know. If you wanted to talk, you better pay up. Yeah. But thank you so much for watching Ask Sis. Bye, ladies. Bye, girlies. Bye, Slayers.